Hey YouTube, Jason here with DayTradingFearless. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. And if you find this video helpful at all, make sure you guys like that too. So make sure you guys hit the like button. But as always, let's jump right into it. So today's video is the weekly watch list for August 17th. 2020. Okay, we're going to go over these different stocks: the SPY, the S&P Emini futures. We're going to go over gold, Bitcoin, Netflix, and Apple. So let's jump right into it. So let's start off with the daily chart of the SPY. Is we could see we literally almost to the penny made a double top and kind of kept getting rejected up here on SPY. So with that being said, I'm wondering if they actually push this up a little higher. Okay, let's just kind of take this and take this, or do we fail from here? Do we go that way, or does it resolve itself to the upside? With that being said, let's kind of go down to a smaller time frame, the 15-minute chart, and as we can see, we're in a nice channel, right? Just keeps kind of bouncing off the 200. We may dip below on Monday and then reverse and take this out. If it's up to me, with my opinion, I actually think we're going to go higher, but this is always hard to say which way we're going, right? If we're going to kind of roll over and fail, maybe do a pullback, or if we're actually going to rally and move higher. It's always a tough one when you're at all-time highs and you keep bumping your head, because if you think about what happened before, we kept bumping our head, right, at all-time highs, but then we failed. Do we do the same thing, or do we find buyers and break higher? We will need to see. I don't want, for the last couple of weeks, I've been saying we're going higher. We've been going higher. This week, flip a coin, 50-50. Okay, it's kind of like, think about this. If here's support or resistance, right? Here's support, okay? Well, when the charts look like this, every time it comes down, right, I would love to enter for a bounce. Every time we go up here, I would love to look for a short to go lower, right? And your stop goes on the other side. The problem we have right now with the overall markets is we're now contending with all-time highs. We have conflicting reports, rising wedge, which is actually a bearish trade setup, but we also have a very strong market, and maybe there's news with the stimulus package this week. So we will definitely have to see what goes on. S&P Emini futures, let's just take a quick look here. If you look, we actually broke above. Remember, this is they're rolling contracts, right? So we're not actually up at all-time highs, even though it says we are, because we need to look at the SPX. Okay, so if you guys trade futures, always follow the SPX, right? This is the continuous contract, and we are just below the all-time highs. Again, same exact pattern, so we'll see what happens there. So, again, flip a coin. Be careful out there. Don't make big bets one way or the other. If you do, if we break above, cover your short, cover your shorts if you get short. If you want to get long and we break down from this trend line, then cover your longs, right? That's a great way to trade it. So next, let's take a look at Bitcoin /BTC. Okay, these are the Bitcoin futures. Haven't talked about this for a few weeks, but I'm still watching for this 13,120 level, which is also up around these prior swing highs. The pattern, inverse head and shoulders, breakout, right? We kind of broke above and we're actually holding. We keep kind of touching this 11.3 level, we'll call it. We just keep bouncing, and so if I had to make a call, I would say long above unless we fail the 1100 level. Okay, if we kind of drop below, I would say 10.8. If we drop below 10.8, watch out for a potential short. Also, if you want a great way, drop it down to 15-minute, 20-day, and just essentially maybe draw a bigger trend line, something like this, right? So on here, if we drop probably, I'd say below the 11,200, maybe be a little concerned, because if you think about it, we have a shoulder, a head, a right shoulder, right, and our neckline. We have a head and shoulders, right? So this potential could go down. If it does, let's grab our Fibonacci extension tool, right? Go from the high to the lowest point of the neckline, which we'll say is there. And these are the levels, 10,008.22, right? That's where I was kind of saying, hey, watch out. We should hold support there for the overall pattern. And then 10,442, 10,442, and then essentially 10,000 even would be 100% move. So maybe 10,000 is in the cards. Whichever way, let's be careful with this one. Next, let's take a look at gold/GC. Okay, gold has actually had a kind of crazy move. If we go back, I was actually calling up for, and let's pull up a GLD because we have all this. I was calling a couple weeks ago from this pattern, right, the breakout, this 1193.70. I actually covered all my gold there, my longs, or sorry, I sold them, and then I sold my silver at 26. What was it, 26.30 or 26.20, I think I sold it. And I actually, because that was the fib, the very next day after I sold, it kept going higher a little bit, but not by much. Again, I believe it was 193 and change. Next day hit 195 and then kind of rolled over, and we're now at 182. I actually took all my gold and silver profits and went and put it into Bitcoin longer term, because I think Bitcoin will now outperform gold on a relative basis. So, but look at this, right? Massive reversal. So let's do this. Let's kind of cancel everything right here, okay? And now let's draw a Fibonacci retracement to see what the levels are, right? So on the way down, these are the levels I'd be looking at if you want to re-enter a position, about 172, 165, and then ultimately 159.50, right? Probably this 50, if we do fail, okay, maybe we rally, roll back over, start making lower highs. But on the bigger picture, all we really would be doing potentially is making a bull flag, because I believe with the economic crisis, everything that's going on, gold is actually going to move higher, which should also drag Bitcoin. So we'll see how this plays out, and we'll check back in the next week or a couple weeks on the weekly watch list. Next, let's take a look at AAPL as always. Apple, this is what I drew last week. I said watch this level up here, kind of touched it right to the number, and we're kind of stalling. Who knows? Let's see what happens. Again, we're up at the upper trend line. If it's me, I feel like Apple, Tesla, they're doing reverse stock splits at all-time highs during all the craziness of what's going on. I actually think that might AKA be a sign of a top for Apple and Tesla, because remember, nothing changes. The valuations are all still the same. The only difference is maybe it's a lot cheaper to buy them, but I don't think the real money that pushed this from 225 to almost 470, 465 levels is really the buyers. Could they understand the fundamentals? Okay. So it'll be interesting to see what happens, because if you think about it, at 100 and we'll say 20 bucks a share, 115 bucks a share on the 4-to-1 split, I believe they're doing. You're talking about if Apple went from 120 to 240, the company's now going to be worth $4 trillion. Remember, they're just adding, for every one share, you now get 4, right? So if it doubles, it'd be like it doubling from 4 to 800, right? So based on the share count and all that. So we'll see what happens. Again, I think there's one other thing going on with Apple where I think they have a issue that might kind of hit them a little more in the pocketbook, which could hurt their earnings, is all this stuff with the App Store and how all these companies, Facebook finally came out today, Fortnite, makers of Fortnite, everybody's getting sick of Apple controlling and monopolizing it, this 30% of how much they need to pay and all this. And so I think there's going to be some things going on, maybe a couple of headwinds with Apple on this. So, but we will see. Remember, we're in a crazy market. Just because we went up $1 trillion market cap in Apple in the last couple of months doesn't mean we can't do it again. So, and then finally, let's take a look at NFLX, NFLX. Okay, I just kind of drew these earlier. Nice support level, right? On Netflix. If you guys remember, I bought after earnings when they missed. I think I picked some up around 470 or something. I'm in it for the long haul, but nice potential break to the kind of breakdown, bull flag, however you want to draw it. I'm not going to draw that because, I mean, maybe this is what's going on, right? We broke down, came back. I think this is 500 is our telltale, okay? X marks the spot. Do we break higher and go retest the highs, or does this reverse and come back down, and then do we potentially have duplicate this, drop this, and then do we have maybe a deeper pullback of a bull flag down to around the 400 and change, which would also be the 200, which I would probably be adding more down around the 400 level if it gets there. So that's me. Let's see what happens, which one plays out. But be safe out there. Market is crazy. I feel it's overvalued. I feel like we're going into the fall within the next couple weeks. I think we're going to see maybe the young junior traders have been pushing this market up. I know that's not really it, but it's kind of like when the real money comes back in after Labor Day. Remember, from Memorial to Labor Day, the pros are usually gone. Do they come back in and smack the market back down to reality? I don't know. We will see. Let the charts lead our way, because my opinion, your opinion means nothing. So, as always, thank you for watching. Also, if you guys day trade stocks and you kind of want to see something cool, check out the book map. There's a link right down below in the the section, the description section, section down below. It's been a long day. I've been trading all day. I'm doing this Friday evening. So, but check them out. Free trial to kind of check out Bookmap and if it's right for you or not. So, but as always, thank you for watching. And until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.